And we're live.
Dude, I want to talk about Trump's new social media platform, Truth.
Truth?
Okay? Yeah, so I don't know what it's like exactly. It's either a Twitter clone or a Facebook clone or something, but Trump is starting, again, a social media platform, and it's called Truth. It's meant for conservatives. The Rule 23, which has the internet rolling, is that you're not allowed to say things on it that disparage either the platform or Trump. So you can only say good things about the platform or Trump. It's not really a bastion of free speech. And they immediately hacked Donald Trump's account and posted a picture of a pig defecating on its giant balls.
We've all seen that photo.
I like that one.
It was new to me.
Yeah. Oh, you've never seen the pig shitting on the balls?
I've seen it now.
It's a good one. It's a huge amount of shit bouncing on even bigger balls.
They're ginormous. Pigs have balls like I have a human head.
I think that one had some sort of problem.
One step back, the Trump social media platform was bizarre. I read about it today. There's an aspect of it that's a Twitter clone, but it's also a brand new corporation. I think it's the Trump Media and Technology Group, if I remember correctly, that he got through an acquisition. And he's also planning to sell his own subscription service for content. Nice. And some sort of curated news feed. So what I got from it, did any of you guys use WeChat at all? You're familiar with it? Like if you get news on WeChat, it's whatever WeChat says. There's very little like external linking. It's all, party controlled. It looked a lot like WeChat, where it's just whatever Trump wants you to see kind of going down the page, but then with like a parlor thing hooked onto it, and then a premium subscription, which has to be the grift to get people to pay for Newsmax or whatever the hell.
Well, here's the question, right? So he's rolling out this whole thing. Is this a cash grab, or are these the initial stages for another presidential run?
I was guessing cash grab. If he's like, is he trying to crowdfund it?
And I think your initial thought of yes, both might be good. Maybe what he's going to do this time is what I think he meant to do the very first time, and that was like take a run at it, raise some money, sweep some under the rug. And get some more attendance up, at like the properties and stuff, and then bow out gracefully to a bush, and let that be. But somehow he fucking won, and it was just like you couldn't stop. Like he couldn't.
You can't be like, actually, I was memeing.
What if he did though? Like I think everyone would have had so much respect for him if he'd gotten to the end and he'd had like a 30-second speech where he was like, I can't believe that one of the great parties of this country elected me as their representative. I am, of course, bowing out because I love this country.
He would be considered a hero.
I love my country. Why would I? I wouldn't do that to my own country to run it. No, I'm Donald Trump. There are so many smart people out there who could have done this better than me.
He has a very high opinion of himself.
Go back to the drawing board, America. Like if he'd done that, everybody would have just been like, they'd have slow clapped him.
Yeah, I agree. You think? He'd been a folk hero for like generations. It'd be like he gave the system the middle finger, changed everything.
I see that. I think people would be very disdisappointed that he didn't lead. People wanted him to lead. People voted for Trump because they wanted Trump.
Those people though, a good altruistic version of Donald Trump shames those people. The one he'd be like, hey, you guys are missing the point.
I don't about winning know how good Trump is at running for president. I have a hard time telling. So here's evidence that goes both ways. One, he beat Hillary. It was very close. She got more votes. He got more electoral votes. Hillary's super unpopular. Her negatives are wildly high. Perhaps the easiest person to beat ever.
Probably.
And then he lost to Biden. How did Biden beat him? He just stayed in his basement and didn't fuck up while Trump stabbed himself repeatedly in public. Like, that's how Biden won. He didn't go out there and have bigger rallies and give inspiring speeches. He just let Trump be an asshole, perhaps dealing with this coronavirus thing poorly. And Trump shot himself in the foot and lost. Cool. On the other hand, now Trump seems way more popular than Biden. If there's an election in a month from now, I think Trump smashes him.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm caught up in the fuck Joe Biden football chants and his lower approval rating now. It's gone down a bunch. Biden just seems like Democrats are not happy that he's not getting done what they hoped he would. Republicans, of course, hate anything he does. And who likes Biden at this point? He's struggling.
It doesn't seem like anybody ever really liked Biden Like I never heard anybody.
Trump.
Yeah, it was like I'm voting against Trump. Like that's what you'd hear people say. I didn't hear one person, even on the news, be like, "This Biden policy you haven't heard about is really great." It's like no.
I think that's extra true now, but it's always true that races are about the incumbents. You know, whether you want to throw the bum out or bring them back is kind of what that. And if there's an incumbent running, that's what it's going to be about.
If we have another celebrity president, who do you think it's going to be?
Ooh,
it can't be Schwarzenegger because he wasn't born here. Yeah.
It's Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey is about to take a run. Yes, stole it. It's all mine. Matthew McConaughey is about to take. He's going to be the governor of fucking Texas if he wants to in a couple years, and he could easily bump that right into fucking president. So many of those people would vote for him. Like I feel like he goes. He like I feel like he gets the dumb people from both sides.
I was wrong.
Like that's his people.
Before it was cool.
And there's a lot of those.
I like how your predictor of success is who can get the most dumb people. We just need
Matthew
to get
McConaughey.
dumbs on both ends.
That's
he's
not
good.
a bad predictor.
He's good looking. He's a really good looking guy. He's only 50. He's 51, so he's a spring chicken compared to everybody else.
Probably command an audience.
Of course he can.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Governor Abbott here is deeply unpopular as well.
Is that true because of the abortion thing?
The abortion thing, there's banning Delta 8. There's an issue that we're probably going to lose power again this winter. You remember the big freeze and all the people dying in Texas and stuff?
Sure.
Well,
now it's
they didn't do anything and nobody got fined and a lot of stuff is still not winterized. And if it shuts down, they get a $1 million fine. $10 billion company, by the way, who donated like $500,000 to the governor's reelection campaign, who directly oversees.
It's like finding somebody with $10,000 a buck.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. So there's a lot of stuff here in Texas. I mean, our parliament's breaking down and they're getting weird about critical race theory in schools. And, you know, like Texas has like real problems and we're basically fighting a culture war. Even Governor Abbott has challengers from inside the Republican Party. He's got 2 or 3 people challenging him in the primaries because he's not Republican enough.
But fighting a culture war wins elections, it seems.
Regrettably.
Or it can lose it if people don't like.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I guess Biden won.
You know who I want to see run? I want to see a 92-year-old Clint Eastwood run for office. He just showed how virile he is in Cry Macho.
Let's test how bad your health can be and run Colin Powell.
You just weekend at Bernie's him. Like before people can vote, he's clearly rotting.
That's weekend at Bernie's too. You gotta put the headsets on him with the little music and he'll just like zombie around.
I was looking at a list of celebrities who also like run for office, and their definition of celebrity is so loose. I don't know who these people are.
Sonny Bono did it.
Yeah, I saw Sonny Bono. I've heard that name, but I don't even really know who that is.
You don't know who
he was
Bono
Sonny
is?
and Cher. They were popular music in the 70s, I think.
They had the show.
Why would I was born in 91.
It's not like I was born in the 70s. Like, come on.
Well, then why are you so close to it? Why are you so offended by me not liking? What's your favorite Sonny and Cher?
I thought it was like cultural. It's like not knowing who Elvis is.
Or not knowing who Donnie and Marie are. Like,
some people are cultured and educated.
Yeah. Some people know about Sonny Bono, and some people don't.
All right, so I'm not gonna change the fucking Sonny and Cher talk. I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say, if we're talking about celebrities running, a future is coming when YouTubers start running for office, like schmucks like us, because we have a built-in audience already verified. And just imagine yourself running for office right now against anybody, let's say state level. You could immediately shit all over their life on social media and make a mockery out of any election, because elections are all about dunking on each other on social media and getting your little like sound bites in, and that's all you guys have done for years, and you already have an immediate built-in fan base that will support you. It's just like a shoe-in before somebody does it.
Like presidential debates, those people are usually quite good, but if you watch like Senate level debates, they suck. I feel like I could dunk on an average Senate debate person.
You're old and I don't like you. Get a load of this fucking boomer. Am I right, everyone? What are your policies, Taylor? Fuck you.
That might actually work, which is scary.
It might.
I would get into my position in Congress. I would make my only goal, making it so that felons can run for president. Once that was passed, I throw all of my power behind getting President Myers elected.
I think felons can run for president.
Okay.
I hope not.
Well done, Taylor. Yeah, you just have to be over 35 and born in America. There's only 2 rules.
Oh, you can't vote, but you could be the president. That'd be funny.
I think that's true.
Would you
felons hold
That
office?
would make that whole part where they do like ceremonial. It's not
I'm
even
gonna
ceremonial. Where they literally vote for themselves. That would make that little part off.
Kyle gets in office. Executive order: felons can own guns. I am resigning. And
I just fact checked it. A person convicted of a felony can run for the office of the president in America.
Well, let's just keep that one close to our vest as sort of a backup plan.
Yeah, if the podcast fails,
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get
Yeah, you
President.
have to be 35 and born in America. That's it. Those are the rules.
What would
I'm
your
there.
policies be? We're gonna cover 100% of lock and load on Medicare. Just anybody can have it.
Line our own pockets.
Make America nut again.
I would build a wall.
no,
Build a wall around what?
Just mana.
I think I would want a wall between us and Canada. I've had just about enough of them.
That's
Of
where the
their
cold air
tomfoolery.
comes from. Fuck them.
I mean, it'll still come through, but we'll regulate
Build
it.
the wall 10 feet
What
higher.
we do instead is we stop building the wall on our southern border. We just build walls around entire foreign nations that we don't want them coming here.
Perfect, Julius Caesar style.
Yep.
You keep them trapped. They
So
can
if we,
never
could
escape.
if we could turn their country into a prison.
Yeah.
What is it called when you acquire another piece of land? It's something like acquire. Annex. We would just annex Mexico and Canada.
I don't want to be responsible for it. Though,
Yeah. I don't
right?
want to be responsible for Mexico. They got a lot of troublesome things going
Once
on.
we
Down
make them great, you'll like them.
there. I don't want. But how about we annex a country that's not touching us, so vacations are more fun.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, like I don't want to go vacation in Canada or Mexico. Let's annex France.
Our
Australia.
last president wanted
Australia.
Greenland. He tried to buy it.
Yeah,
You know,
that would have been nice if we owned
everyone
Greenland.
dunked
We
on him
all
for
like that
being
idea.
the dumbest thing
And
in the
anybody
world.
who's
I kinda
listening to
liked
this,
it.
anybody who's listening to this who wasn't at least intrigued when they heard Donald Trump was talking about buying Greenland, you're an asshole. Because like I don't care who it is. That was such a cool idea. It was like, yeah, Donald Trump offered to buy Greenland.
And now we can just.
Well,
fly
what did they
Greenland on
say?
vacation.
Yeah, and they're
you
like,
say?
it's not for sale. And it's like, no, everything's for sale. What's your price?
They said
and-
okay. Now they're American.
I don't
I
even know
honestly-
what's
I
a
hope
high
your-
number. What,
hope
what-
your
what does
military doesn't
Greenland
stop
cost?
us.
10 trillion? Like,
No,
I don't
say no,
less.
like I know, but
I have
like,
no idea what
It's
a Greenland
it's
should
mostly
cost.
ice, and the population of Greenland is 56,000.
But
So
That's like buying a small U.S.
every
city.
time we
Exactly.
overpay for one of these things, the Louisiana Purchase, was it Falklands Folly? What was Alaska called? Fulton's Folly?
yeah, it was something
they-
like that. It was
In
it was-
hindsight, they were fantastic ideas. So go ahead, overpay for Greenland. Make it our 51st state. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, maybe there's
except
oil
you
over
can't.
there.
We've talked about this. You can't stop at 51. We have to have an even number. So
100.
let's go for Iceland while we're at it.
Can't we just let Puerto Rico in finally? They
Actually,
Yeah,
that's
right.
fine.
They
Yeah,
tried hard.
that's we take Greenland and then we let Puerto Rico in. If they're number
Yeah.
52, then the stars look
Those
right.
Puerto Ricans out there, they've been working hard for a long time. They deserve to come on in and start paying their fair share.
I think we could use
Or
a
have a
refresh.
representative in Congress or the ability to vote. And by the way, Woody, I think all of those purchases that you mentioned, the Native Americans would disagree that it was a fantastic idea.
Quote
what?
unquote Native Americans.
Well,
Oh my
which-
God.
I mean, it depends on which Native American tribe you're talking to.
I was born
The
here.
ones that conquered, the ones that used to live there, or the ones that got conquered by them.
They said,
There's a
I
constant
read,
turmoil.
I heard something that made sense to me, like why they made such horrible deals, because they didn't see land as something you could own. Like land is just there. It's all-
Huge oversight.
yeah, right.
Fools.
Like, oh, you're giving me say tools, axes, saws, metal things, beads, whatever. They always
Yeah.
make fun of the beads, and I give you land. It's like selling you air. Like you don't actually get anything. I keep
They
running
didn't understand
around
the
on this.
concept of land ownership to the point where like then the person would be like, okay, now get the fuck out of here. wait.
So they're surprised. They're like,
What-
wait, what?
What do you mean? Like,
I was
thought
under
once
the,
you own
uh,
land you're
dirt.
standing on.
I was
It's
under the
my land
impression
now.
that I was ripping you off for your guns.
And I'm sure that happened. Like I would have loved to. If people talk about all these time travel things, like, oh, I want to go back and see dinosaurs. The oxygen level would be such that I think you'd pass out right away. They'd
Really?
eat you within hours, and there's bacteria back then that your immune system doesn't know anything about. You just die. You'd
You'd have to
straight
go in
up
a
die.
spacesuit.
Good luck finding water too. A cool time to go back to was when they made that first white man Native American deal for like a barrel of glass beads for 1 million acres of prime forest and fields. And then he was like, oh yes, we'll go right away. And then they were like, so get the fuck out. You can never be here again. And him coming to that realization, I just want to be a fly on that wall or TP or whatever the fuck. And see, and I want to see, remember the commercial where the Native American has that single tear?
And you know that like they were riding to the meeting that day, like these fucking retards going to give us guns for all the air above the land. Can you imagine the white man buying air?
All the air above the land. Like
bunch of fucking retards from across the pond.
I get it though. Like, okay, they clearly made the bad call, but I can almost understand a society that has no concept of land ownership. Like, I get it. What if I sold my soul? Taylor, I'll give you my soul for $1 million. Afterwards, it's
what do you
like
get?
Nothing happened, right?
Let's
like,
make it $1 million Charlie bucks instead, and you got a deal.
100 Stanley nickels. Yeah.
One made up thing for another, my friend.